It still feels very weird to not be facing the camera when doing my intros. Hello everybody, Wednesday here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Nintendo Land. In the previous episode, we suffered through the horrors of octopus attempts. That's unfortunately not the worst of it, we'll get to that soon enough. But in today's episode, we're going on to a more positive note by going through Captain Falcon's Twister Race, the very last minigame that I've not gotten the gold star for yet. So without further ado, let's go! And now we're going to be playing the best F-Zero game on the Wii U, which is a little sad to say. Alright, so as per usual, there will be a list in the description below for all the stamps that you can collect during this minigame. As per usual, that's not going to be the main focus during this Let's Play. We're going to be focusing mostly on the main story for the attractions, so we're not going to really be taking care of bonus missions in this episode. So one thing I'm saying right now is this is the last minigame in Nintendo Land that I haven't gotten a gold star for yet, and there's a reason for that. I am really bad at this one. Like, I have been getting closer to the end every failed attempt I've tried to record this video, but there have been failed attempts I've recorded this video, so it's a little awkward. Like, the first time I didn't even get past Area 4, and then the second time I failed on Area 7. And I think the previous take was Area 10 or something like that. But yeah, this isn't one of my favorite minigames. I'm mostly just trying to get through this one as quickly as I can so that I can move on to better and brighter things. The worst of the game is almost over. I know I was a bit negative in the previous episode about the octopus dance, and next episode we'll be taking care of my absolute least favorite minigame in Nintendo Land. But the positives are just around the corner, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about the future, it's alright. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. That is a fun game. I hope that game gets an Nintendo Switch port at some point. But enough about other Wii U games, let's talk about this one. Now, the reason why this is one of my lesser favorite minigames is the controls for it are a little interesting. I do like how you hold the gamepad vertically. You'll see a picture on screen at some point in this video of what the gamepad screen looks like when you're playing through this one. But the weird thing about this one is this is like one of the only... I think this is the only minigame in Nintendo Land where I consecutively run into problems where my controller desyncs, where the most controls desync. Where there'll be times where I'm holding the gamepad up completely straight and I'll be leaning off to the left or the right or something like that. I don't know why it's this one in particular, and the problem is you can't recalibrate your controls without And the problem is you can't recalibrate your controls without pausing your game. So it's not like the Nintendo Switch version of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker where you just click the right thumbstick on the Joy-Con to recenter your pointer or anything like that. But yeah, right here we have a shiny star, so we're going to be destroying these people in Code Blood. Also, there's a ghost right there, so that's kind of similar to Donkey Kong's Crash Course, where you can have multiple people playing one after another and taking turns, and you can compare your times with the ghost, and that's pretty interesting. So, other thing that I really want to mention is there are no lives in this game at all. So if you fall off the course or at any point from jumping off a ramp, or if you run into an explosive red thing, which you'll see probably in the next course, in the next area, then it is instant death. You're not going to get another chance, and it's really annoying. This shares my big problem with Octopus Dance, where if you fail, you have to restart the entire thing over again, and if you're like me and you're trying to get through these videos quickly, then it can get really repetitious trying to record these videos. It can be really repetitious trying to play through these minigames. Also, I'm going to go back there, that shiny star underneath the battery. You can't see that on the gamepad, so you definitely want to be careful. You want to look at the TV during that area is what I'm trying to say. There are advantages towards looking at either the TV or the gamepad. You can completely play the entire minigame just looking at one or the other. You don't have to look at both of them, although it is advantageous to try. Because on the TV, you can see pretty far ahead of you, and you can see obstacles coming up in the distance, but the thing is, those barriers on the edge of the screen, you can't see around them, so things that are a bit closer to you, you definitely want to look at your gamepad during those parts. And now we're getting into the tricky part. Okay. This area right here is a little tricky. It's not too bad, but if you bump into stuff, you will slow down, as you saw right there. I wasn't meaning to demonstrate that on screen. But hooray for usefulness or something, except it wasn't useful because we bumped into stuff and it's not very pleasant at all. One thing it is nice about this minigame, that's a pretty big contrast to Octopus Dance, is the fact that the events of this minigame are not randomized at all. So you can memorize the layout of these levels. So it can be pretty useful for you. That was like another big problem, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the previous episode, is that you can't memorize the patterns for the Octopus Dance levels, which really annoyed me. I have a pretty good memory for things nobody cares about. I'm going to be quiet during this area so that I can concentrate. That's the definition of being quiet. Okay, one more area. One more area. We got this. We can do this. We're manly people. We're manly people with a mustache. Be careful. Be careful. Do not run into those things or else we'll be destroyed. Okay, come on. Let's do this. Come on. Come on. Let's do this. Come on. We're almost there. Yes. 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 Goal! We did it! Woo! We did it! We beat this minigame! I'm so happy right now. It's so beautiful. Look at that personal best. Oh yeah. Congratulations on racing through all 12 areas. For showing off such daring driving, we've come up with some even riskier areas for you to try. Give them a test run. We may do that at some point in the near future. And by near future, I mean if we're going to do that, it'll be in a bonus episode. And we all know how I am about bonus episodes. So after you complete that, you'll unlock the golden star for Captain Falcon's Twister race. But I'm going to be saving the cutscene for collecting that until a little bit later in the Let's Play, and it'll make sense when we get to that point. But now, we have every single Ghost Star in Nintendo Land. So we can totally stop the Let's Play right now, right? We don't do anything else. I'm just kidding. We are going to be completing the rest of the minigames over the course of this Let's Play, as I promised during the announcement for the series. And in the next episode... Until next time, I'm going to gear to you.
Falcon. Airdrop. Speed spike. Red bomb. Neon barricade. Falcon light. Battery machine.